All right, as promised, I'm going to test Marvin's knowledge of 80s rockers. He seems to know a lot about it, so this could be interesting. Fine Music, episode 812, in case you didn't know. You ready, Marvin,
I'm
for
ready.
your quiz? The
Yep.
first song is from 1980. It's called, oh, you know this one. But it's not one of your favorites, is it? It's not on your favorites list.
It's not an eight. No, it's not. But I know ACDC and
Okay,
Back in Black. That was just Back in Black.
that's a huge
I
hit.
remember that song. I
Yeah,
know that
okay.
song.
All right, let's try 1981. Oh, wait, I got another 80 for you. It's the song Any Way You Want It by Journey. You know that song?
Yeah, I know that song. That's one of the first albums I ever bought.
Really?
And here's a story behind that. Once again, there was this white kid that was a good friend of mine, and he hooked me at the Journey. And when I went to go buy this album, and my brother said, "Why you want to listen to that white music?"
Well, that's interesting. Welcome aboard, Fred. We're in mid-episode here with Marvin, so you got a chance to relax for a few minutes, unless you want to chime in, of course. We're testing Marvin's knowledge of 80s rockers, and we're about to reveal the next song title, which is, oh God, you already know Van Halen. What am I doing?
uh,
What am I doing?
oh, I
That's my
loved it.
favorite Van Halen song, okay?
One of mine.
Yeah, there's so many. Okay, so that was not a test. Okay, 81. You know this one?
I
Foreigner?
do,
Virgin?
I do.
No?
Foreigner,
You like it?
Virgin.
You like it? Yeah.
I did. I won't say it's one of my favorites, but I do know that song.
It is commercial. I think it
Yeah,
was one of their biggest hits, except for the ballads. Okay.
okay.
1982. Who could it be? I have the tiger.
Uh, I know
Survivor.
that
Oh,
from Rocky.
yeah. Two commercial. Okay.
Yeah.
83. I'm not as well versed in rockers as you are, but you might know this one. Def
Jeez,
Leppard,
Def
Photograph.
Leppard. That man, that album that came out in the 80s. They might have had two out. One of the best songs on the album. Um, Such a tragedy when their drummer lost his arm. We had
Yeah, but they kept going.
he kept playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special set of drums. Well, okay, yeah, that was my favorite song off that album. Here's a slightly more obscure one, Zebra. Tell me what you want. Do you know this song?
Wow. I mean, I know that song. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, it didn't make your list.
I, wow, what a cool song.
Yeah, it's a great song, and it's their
It
most
is.
famous song. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 84. Who could it be? Oh, yeah, Deep Purple, man. They did their comeback in 84. I don't know if you
Yeah.
noticed, but
You know what? With Deep Purple, I can't say I remember the song only because Deep Purple was, before the 80s, right?
yeah, they were 70s band. You're right.
Right. So,
They made a comeback. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I recommend this song to you, sir, because it rocks. Okay.
okay.
And the whole album, I think the album's called Perfect Strangers,
Okay.
if I'm right. That's a great album. Okay, move on. 84. This was a huge hit. Radio Gaga. You know that song?
I do. Um, you
You're not
can't
a
you
Queen
can't
guy?
you can't say anything about Queen. Really, I'm not sure in the 80s. Queen wasn't. I don't think Queen ever had like a downside. They were just always there.
That's interesting you say that. You're obviously an 80s guy because they emerged in the mid 70s, yeah. And but their greatest claim to fame is in 1985 they performed at Live Aid, right? That's what everybody talks
Right.
about. So
Yeah.
this is the song that was the new song from the new album before Live Aid.
Yeah.
And the audience went crazy over the song. That's the song where everybody's going like this
I
during
mean,
the
you
song.
can't.
Oh, round and round.
Yeah. I know
You know
that
this one?
song. I know that group so well. Great
Yeah,
song. I
but it didn't
don't
make your
know
list.
you know what?
What?
My list will be 20. because I would have
Yeah.
Rat,
Oh,
and I
okay.
would have some other people up there.
So we'll make
I know that
another list
song,
on another day. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah, I dig this song.
that was the '80s um, um, heavy metal. Yeah,
That's definitely one of the most memorable ones for me. Okay, 80.
yeah.
No, another 84. What? Scorpions. Rock you like a hurricane. It didn't make your top 13. Oh, well.
And you know what? Because if I put the Scorpions in, I would put Zoos.
Oh,
They played that at the Us Festival.
yeah.
They blew the roof off that place, man. That's a
Yeah.
great group. I think that's an underestimate Scorpions.
Well, they're from
My
Germany. That was part of the problem. They had to make
yeah,
a crossover.
and
But
you can hear it in that lead singer's voice that he was from maybe Germany. But I think the Scorpions would be one of the underestimated groups of the '80s.
yeah, in fact, you point out a very good thing. The song they did at the US Festival
Yeah,
was from one of their earlier albums before they
right.
really made it big with this song. So that's
Yeah.
really a better version of the Scorpions before they went commercial. You know what I mean?
Yes, man.
They,
You gotta
here
love
they
them.
started looking for hits, but when they were making songs in the early 80s, they were just trying to rock.
And they have a song
Yeah,
called "The Winds of Change," and I
which I
think
don't
that's an
even know.
'80s song.
I gotta check
You
that
know,
out.
you know that song?
No, I don't know it.
Yeah,
Let me
the wind of
let me
change. There's
write that
something
down.
that was changing in Germany, I guess. But keep going.
Winds of change. Yeah, we got to finish up here. Fred's awaiting. Okay, 85. What do we got? What do we got? Oh God, these guys, girls, I should say. Heart, These Dreams. This was a band that was big in the 70s. This was their comeback hit. So I was just curious if you heard of it.
You know, I've heard these dreams. I've probably heard the song, but don't know the title of it.
Yeah,
Because that was MTV was going on at that time. We heard
yeah.
all these
They got a lot of video play on MTV, and
right.
this was kind of a trend in the 80s. They had those power ballads, right? It's a ballad, but it rocks.
Yeah.
This is one of those. Okay. Also from 85. Don't come around here no more.
I
You know that one?
remember this song because whatever grade I was in, I think we were in a bus coming back home and going to school or going to school, and that song was on. Don't come around here no more. Another song. Wow.
Favorite though.
Tom Petty was
80s.
great, man. Tom Petty was a great
Yeah.
artist.
He made a bunch of hits. And they were
Great artist.
just rock and roll, mainstream rock and roll. It
Yeah.
wasn't heavy metal, wasn't pop, it was in between.
Right.
Okay. 86, oh yeah, those guys came back too. I'm showing my age here. These are a bunch of 70s bands coming back. Boston Amanda. That was their first album in like, I don't know, 9 years or something. They had a big old delay because they had trouble with the management. But do you know this song, Marvin?
I
Amanda,
know the
Boston.
group. I probably know this song, but the thing about Boston, with Van Halen and the Scorpions and all these other groups you have on your list, Boston was like kind of soft, you know?
Oh,
I
I
mean, what
cannot deny what you say. Maybe that's why they were the most popular in terms of sales because they fit everybody's demographic. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah,
I
they
cannot deny.
sounded they took a little bit of pieces from other groups.
Yeah, Boston is like a Franken group. Oh, let's take some of this, some of that, put it together. Yeah. And the interesting thing, I'll just mention this for Fred. You probably know this that the first album, Tom Schultz finished it in 1972,
Yeah,
and
he
it
did
didn't
most
come
of
out
it in his
till
basement.
yeah, he did it in his basement, and it
wow.
was finished for like and they had shopped that album around, and nobody was taking it. They finally got CBS took it in '76. Took years for him to get that album out. It was just
Hey,
incredible.
here's my Boston story.
Oh,
I
go ahead,
went,
sir.
we, my business partner and I were running a newspaper, and we got press passes to go from CBS to a promotion party for this group, and the album hadn't come out yet, and it was
Oh,
on a boat, Anthony's Pier or something, and the sound system wasn't great, but it was free booze and food. And when we walked away, I told my friends, "Oh, this group isn't going anywhere." And the next day, WBCN was playing the hell out of the album, and within a week, it was the number one song in America.
Wow.
more than
Luckily,
a feeling.
I never wrote
That's
those words down. I only expressed them verbally.
Yeah, that's a
so,
great story. That's very interesting because yeah, the CBS really pushed this album. That's for sure. They thought they had gold, and they did.
Yeah,
Okay, 87. What do we have here? Oh, another comeback band. Gee, I'm so old. Aerosmith, big in the 70s. They played Cal Jam 2, which I went to. I was 18. And then, the drugs got to them and they were down for like 5 years, maybe six
yeah,
years. And then the comeback, Dude Looks Like a Lady. You know that song, Marvin?
yeah, they made a big comeback.
I do, but part of their comeback was Run DMC.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was Walk This Way. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Walk
yeah.
This Way. Yeah, that was a great
But
tune.
even with that break that they had to go through,
Yeah.
Aerosmith is one of those groups that they maybe they wasn't creating music or performing it. You would always hear an Aerosmith song on the radio.
Yeah, they would crank them out. That's for sure. Every album had a few hits, not
Yeah,
just one. Yeah. Good point. Good point. Oh, what's this? Whitesnake, Here I Go Again.
yeah.
You know this?
I know White Snake. I know that
Yeah.
song, but
Is
but
that the
it's,
group that David Coverdale was the lead singer?
I can't
I think
answer
so.
that. But there's another great song on this album that's if I
Right.
had my top 20, I would
It'd
put
be,
White Snake with another song.
oh, wow, with another song. I'll have to look that up. 'Cause this is the one I know.
Yeah.
This was a hit. And David Coverdale eventually collaborated with Jimmy Page. They made an album together.
Wow.
Yeah. 1988. Winger. Headed for Heartbreak. This is a power ballad. You know it? Might not be your thing.
Oh, I never heard that one. Oh,
Oh, yeah, this is actually good. In fact, the demo is even better than the release song because they polished it a little too much because they were trying to be like Def Leppard. You know how Def Leppard was so
Oh,
polished. So Winger, same thing. They were the lead singer's name was Kip Winger, real handsome guy, and so they were just trying to market it the same way. And actually, the demo it rocks harder. I highly recommend the demo. Okay, people. And finally, 1989. Heard of these guys, Marvin?
yeah.
Metallica.
Man,
Oh,
Metallica is I swear to you, Metallica um in the 80s, they were just too hard for me. 'Cause I think
oh,
that was another change. That's yours. Metallica, that was just some kind of other type of heavy metal or something.
it was very heavy.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was a
it was
heavy
heavy.
group. But let me tell you this.
Hmm.
There's a concert of them. I believe they were in Russia, and I believe they were playing in front of like 1 million people. And that song called Sandman, when they start playing that song, look at that, and you will
Crowd
be
goes nuts,
amazed
right?
how that crowd went crazy.
And that was in Russia.
Yeah, it was in Russia,
Wow. Well,
and
that's
that
just
they blew them
before,
out.
that's
Like,
about the time before Russia fell. Russia fell in 91. I mean, the
watch
Soviet
that
Union
video.
fell in 91.
Watch that video. You'll be amazed at how a band can excite 1 million people.
Oh, I believe it. I
Woo!
believe it. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Marvin, for taking my 80s test.
Got it.
I'm just curious if some of these might have been some of your favorites, and some of them were. So that's good to know. And hopefully we taught each other something. I think we did.
You did.
Thanks for chiming in too, Fred. Your chiming in was very good. I learned a lot from you. I always do. All right. That takes care of this episode. We're going to go now to our regular programming in just a moment.